Lene Lewis is there with some very interesting students. Good morning, Lene.
Hi, Lene.
Good morning, you guys. You know, I've been learning so much about these students, just hanging out with them this morning, and I just realized they were telling me they learned a very important lesson on this trip, and that is about forgiveness. And Miriam was sharing with me that you met a local person here that came to talk to you about a tragedy that took place in their lives, and it really was a good example for you to see a different perspective and perhaps learn to forgive.
After listening to his story, I was very touched. I was very inspired. His lesson on forgiveness teaches us that if after losing a child you're able to forgive, then there's hope for peace in the world.
And that's a good lesson too, isn't it?
Great.
Yes. And I also want to talk again to Lewis. I've been learning so much about Lewis this morning. Such an interesting life that you've had. And Lewis was sharing with us how he has learned about forgiveness. And you were telling me that your father was kidnapped at one point. And give us tell us the story and how you learned about forgiveness.
You know, I really found like that man was really special, and he got really a great grace, because forgiving is really not easy. If you go through a difficult situation, it's really difficult to like forgive only immediately, because I remember my dad was kidnapped by these Interamwe Rwandan militia that are acting in my country, and he was really tortured, and many of his friends, I think 3 of his friends that he was arrested with were killed. And my dad was like 3 times, he was close to death. They were taking him for killing. They said, it's your time, you have to get ready, because you will leave the world very soon. They took him 3 times and they took him back. The first time they say, all right, let's go. When they arrived at the place they would have killed him, they told him, we know that your life is in our hands. Do you agree with us? He said, all right. I said, okay, as you agree, we offer you one more chance. You can live one more day. And then they did it 3 times. And the 3rd time, one of them came to talk to my dad and say, we know you're a good man. You don't have really problem, you know. And I'm not sure if you can survive tomorrow. So you have to do all your best to run away. It was in midnight, in the middle of the bush. My dad didn't know where it was. He started just running away from them. And this is how he went. And when he came back, when we saw him, when he started telling us the story, it was really sad, and I was feeling like shocked, or I was feeling like wanting to take revenge. But now when I heard about this story of Azim, I mean, I don't mess up his name, I was really confused. It's really...
How could somebody forgive when somebody hurts someone in your family?
And that's why I also see it's a big challenge in my country, because many people have been victims, you know. Many. Some have lost their family members really close, and I know that they're thinking of revenge. Now, I'm trying to wonder, but I'm sure through this program, because we've really learned a lot as a leader, how to influence people, because we can't change people. We can only influence them. So I really learned a lot about influencing people. I'm sure I can influence them and help them, you know, turn their heart, instead of taking revenge or willing to take revenge, do something good.
And Lewis, do you think that the lessons that you've learned about forgiveness here are going to help you forgive those men that hurt your father?
I'm already okay. I don't care. You know, I forgive them, you know, in order to release my heart, because it was like a big burden. And when I heard this Azim talking, said, if you don't forgive, you are, you know, you're causing so much pain to yourself. Your heart is being, you know, troubled. It's like you're torturing yourself. And I realized that really this is what I was living, because inside my heart I was feeling like something wrong. But after this program, after hearing his story, I felt like really I have to release myself, forgive those people, and, you know, focus on the future.
Well, Lewis, we appreciate you sharing that story, and we're very happy, too, that your father made it home, that he escaped that situation. And just an amazing story, you guys, that we're learning from these students. And, again, the lessons that they're learning, that they're going to take home with them, certainly appears that it will make a difference when they get back to their countries.
You know, the one thing it reminds me of is we have nothing to complain about.
No.
You know, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Really,
And
what do we...
anytime we start whining about things and whatnot, we have to realize that some people really have it hard.
Right. Problems that we think are a big deal, really, in the big picture,
It's
are
trivial.
not that big of a deal.
You got it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lene.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks so much for that. The Peace Summit going on at San Diego State.